Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way. Today we look ahead to Watford's fixture against Swansea City on Wednesday night under the lights at Vicarage Road. Watford returning back to the Vic for another championship game. Valérien Ismaël is a man under pressure, and we'll discuss all about that in just a moment. But first, of course, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below. It'd be very much appreciated. Leave a like on the video and let me know your score predictions in the comment section down below too. Are you going to go for a Watford win or another loss for the Golden Boys in what is turning out to be a very dismal and boring season indeed for Watford fans? But yes, talking about Valérien Ismaël and him being a man under pressure. The pressure is certainly mounting after Watford's defeat away to Millwall. I think this week really is going to determine his future at Watford. I'm surprised myself Gino hasn't pulled the trigger already. For me personally, I would keep him until the end of the season and then reassess from there. But we know what Gino Pozzo is like. He's pulled the trigger in the past. I mean, he literally sacked Rob Edwards after 7 games really, and he did, moderately well at Watford. So the run of form we're on at the moment, I'm absolutely shocked that nothing has happened to Valérien Ismaël. And again, as I said, I think this week that we've had and the week that's coming up is crucial to his future really. Obviously the Millwall game, very disappointing from my perspective. I did a watch long here on the Watford Way, and I can't say it was an exciting match to watch really at all. Again, very boring, very passive, and that's how I've described Watford this season really. A lot of sideways passing again between Ben Hamer, the two centre-backs, the full-backs, and they kind of maraud up to the midfield and then turn back and go back the other direction. So yeah, I think Watford are struggling to really generate chances in the final third and kind of move the ball and progress the ball from the midfield onwards really. And we saw the same against Millwall at the weekend. We gave away a silly foul, a good position for the free kick. Zian Fleming scoring a goal for Millwall in the end, and some poor goalkeeping really from Ben Hamer as well. If that was Daniel Bachmann in goal, I'm sure Bachmann would be getting some hate for conceding that. So poor all round from Watford on Saturday really. And I mentioned the pressure is really on Valérien Ismaël once again in this coming week. So we just obviously lost to Millwall. We've got Swansea City on Wednesday, and I think we've got Coventry City at home on Saturday coming up as well. So 2 home games in a week. Ideally, it's a good chance to capitalise on, Watford's home fans getting behind the team. But I don't see that happening. I actually see the atmosphere at Vicarage Road becoming very toxic if we go behind quite early on in either of these games coming up. And Swansea City are certainly a tough opponent. I mean, they started the season quite poorly and haven't been particularly great in the Championship this season. But even just looking at the last 5 games, they've beat some pretty decent teams. 3 wins in the last 5 games for Swansea. A 1-0 victory away from home over Hull City, a 2-1 victory away from home over Sunderland, and just recently they beat Blackburn Rovers 2-1 at their home ground as well. So I think for me, again, I'm expecting, unfortunately, another Watford loss. I can't see where our next win is coming from. The run of fixtures we have coming up after this week is, terrifying to me, really. And I shouldn't really be saying that, but it is. Like, we're playing against the likes of Ipswich, Leeds we've got coming up, Sunderland as well. So look, for me personally, I'm not looking forward to this end of this Championship season. And actually, this season could go very badly wrong for Watford if we're not careful. Now, if you take a look at the Championship table a few weeks ago, Watford were relatively close to the playoff positions, or we were at least still in reaching, touching distance, I should say, of them top 6 positions. There was a chance that a couple of weeks ago, Watford may have got there if we went on a really good run of form. However, you look at the Championship table today, and Watford are just 6 points above the relegation zone. Now, I'm not suggesting Watford will be relegated to League One this season, but what I am suggesting is that we really need to get our shit together and win a couple more matches, because you look at the Premier League, usually in the Premier League, to survive, you need between about 35 and 40 points to survive in that division. In the Championship, of course, it's slightly different. There's a lot more matches in the Championship. There's a few more teams as well. So the figure Watford need to get to survive this season is around 50 points. We're on 44 points currently. So in the next 11 games or so that Watford have left, we ideally need to be picking up 2 or 3 points, 2 or 3 wins, I should say, to confirm our safety. So certainly there is still something to play for, and that is our Championship status, because as I said, it can go very badly wrong, very can't speak very quickly in this division. So hopefully Watford will pick up a win on Wednesday night. But as I said, I'm not too confident myself. Another news story that broke after our defeat to Millwall was in regards to Ryan Andrews. Now, of course, I myself have voiced my frustrations over Ryan Andrews this season, and the fact that Valérien Ismaël in recent weeks and over the past month really hasn't selected him in the starting 11. Initially, Valérien Ismaël said it was due to fatigue, which I believed at the time, because of course that is a valid reason for a professional footballer playing lots of games week in, week out with a small stretch squad. Of course players are going to get fatigued. However, I don't believe he's started the game now for nearly a month, which is, crazy considering he's one of the most exciting and brightest young prospects we've had at the club for what feels like a very long time, at least in my time supporting Watford. So after the game against Millwall, the father of Ryan Andrews, Wayne, come out on Twitter and it seems like he accused Valérien Ismaël of mentally bullying his son. Now, Wayne Andrews actually come out later on that night and retracted his comments, saying they'd been misconstrued and taken out of context by media outlets and fans. But the initial tweet he put out essentially did accuse someone at the club, whether that's Valérien Ismaël or another member of the coaching staff, of mental bullying towards Ryan Andrews, which I found to be worrying and quite concerning, actually, for that to be coming out from a player's family member, really. So we'll have to see how that situation develops. As I said, Watford at the moment, we're playing 3 games within the space of 7 days. Valérien Ismaël should rotate his squad. So for me, I'm hoping we do see Ryan Andrews in that right back position come Wednesday evening. But yeah, as I said, we'll have to wait and see how that situation develops. Quickly taking you back to the reverse fixture we played against Swansea City earlier this season. Again, quite a dull, boring game, but separated by a moment of real quality by Ken Sema. He come back from quite a long injury layoff. I think that was his first game back starting for Watford that day. And I don't know if you remember, but Ken Sema struck a rocket of a strike into the top left corner away at Swansea City to get Watford the victory. So hopefully the opportunity here for Watford to do the double over Swansea City this season. We've already done the double over QPR, home and away. Hopefully we can do the same against Swansea City on Wednesday. So in terms of my score prediction, what am I going to go with? Unfortunately, I'm going to go with a 1-0 Watford loss. I don't see Watford picking up a victory in this game. And if we don't, again, I keep reiterating this, I'm very concerned for Valérien Ismaël's future at the club. So, unfortunately, it's not positive James anymore. It's negative James. I'm going with a 1-0 Watford loss in this game. So let me know your score predictions in the comments section down below. As I mentioned earlier, please subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, and I'll catch you again very soon. Bye-bye.